All right, Happy New Year, everybody. I think we've got all that kind of stuff behind us now, and now we're going to get back to the good stuff, and we're going to talk about fishing lures and stuff that is fun and the stuff that we all love. I've got a couple, because it's the new year, I wanted to bring you some new products. Maybe it's some stuff that you have gotten your hands on already, but I kind of doubt it. So I got you three really good things, some new stuff. I'm going to start off right here with a rock crawler, but this is the rock crawler that everybody is used to. I think this is the most popular one right here. This is the 55. This is the standard regular size, runs 8 to 12 feet of water right there. But this guy, this new guy right here, this is the 50DD. This is a 50DD. The 50 is a little bit smaller size. And then also, this color right here is absolutely, it is beautiful. Natural brown crawl coming at you. Natural brown crawl. Got a little hint of the orange like the old wiggle warts used to. I mean, that color right there is just righteous. But let's put these things side by side. You can see the bill is almost the same as the 55, but the body is much smaller. It's 5 millimeters smaller, but that's a good little bit on this size bait. So a much smaller bait, a little smaller profile. It's 5/16 of an ounce, so it still casts good. And they have the regular 50, rock crawler 50, but it only runs like 4 to 8 feet. I think it runs like 6 normally on like 10 or 12. I would throw this probably more on 10, and I'd throw this more on 12. But they're going to run this thing. It says 8 to 12 on the package. McClellan says that he can get it to touch 12, but that's going to take the right type of cast. But man, that thing is bad to the bone right there. You want a little bit smaller profile. Maybe they're starting to get a little skittish on that regular rock crawler. You want to go downsize a little bit. That thing right there is very, very, very cute. Very cute. So that's the first thing. The New Year bait, the second one, is something maybe you've seen. They've been selling the fire out of these things. This is the Gamakatsu Mini underspin head mini. I had it backwards. But you can see it's got that really nice jig hook in there. It's got a screw lock on there, so when you put your bait on there, it stays fixed. But this is the little bit smaller size. This is the mini. It's not a micro, it's a mini. I've got a couple baits here. If you're talking Kitex, like a fat impact, go fat impact on this. A 2.8 this head might still be a smidge big for a 2.8. For a 3.3 or even a 3.8, I think it fits perfectly. If you've got the new Missile Baits Spunk Shad from Hog Farmer, that the 4.5 I think fits on there really nice. And I would even nip off a little bit so it's gonna butt up against that a little bit better. And then, I mean, you're talking a really nice fit right there. You're not gonna overpower that, still allow that tail to get a little wiggle on there. Or you could put the Missile Baits Shockwave 3.5. I think that fits on there really, really nicely as well. It is underspin season if you weren't aware. Wintertime, early spring, you get around bait fish, underspins, bam, son. Just ask Casey Ashley. Right. Next thing we've got is a cool new product called the Bamboo Bear Scent Injector. Now this thing is pretty cool. It looks like you're ready to inject a horse with some sort of steroid, so they can, win the Kentucky Derby or whatever they do with the horse. I don't even know what they do with horses. But you can see it's got a big hole and it's very sharp, so you don't want to inject scent into yourself. But what it does is this is a scent injector made to put scent into soft plastics like this right here. So all I'm going to do, If I want to put scent in there, just inject it in there, squeeze it down just a little bit, and it's going to go right in there. But that thing is, oh Lord, I've broken it. Is that you take it off, and as you can see, it's got the little spring loaded. This is what I was trying to show you. It's got the little spring loaded, so when you go to inject it, it just goes, it just shoots out a little teeny bit at one time. So that's, I almost pulled the thing apart. But that's what I was trying to show you. It has the little teeny part that you just push in there, and that little bit oozes out, as you can see on my finger there. But so it's a controlled amount that goes into the bait. I was playing with it earlier, and it's pretty slick. You just push the button, it just injects a little small amount, so you're not like trying to put in the entire tube. So pretty slick. Bamboo Bear. You want to put your scent, and everybody likes their own scent, whatever. Now, I don't mean like your own human scent. I mean whatever scent that you have become accustomed to, knowing that works. Whether it's like a gulp, or everybody's using the bait fuel. A lot of people that I've talked to, they're like, oh, the bait fuel just falls off of the bait. As soon as you throw it in the water, blah 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 blah. Not anymore. You can take that, put your bait fuel in there, put your little squirt in there, and I think it's probably going to ooze out over time. Be a good way to get the scent on the inside as well as the outside. Now, the last but not least, got the Outsider crankbaits. These things, I mean, these paint jobs just came out phenomenal. The Spro bait, Outsider. This is the SR, the Shallow Runner. It took a long time to get that bill shape and size just right. We worked hard on these colors to bring you something that's totally different. And the big difference between this Outsider series is that it's got the weight on the outside. The inside of the bait is empty. And I'll show you in the next one that you can see through some of these colors. This is called Dirty Gizzard. This might be my favorite color. It is definitely one of the top couple, I think. It looks phenomenal. And the Shallow Runner is like a finesse square bill. That little bait, it hunts and it comes through cover amazing. Only runs about 3 feet deep, so it's a really nice finesse square bill type crankbait. It's kind of a cross between a Little John and a square bill, but it's not as big as like a Fat John, and it doesn't run as shallow as a baby Fat John. So it's a really nice niche that this thing fills as far as the Little John lineup goes. But that Outsider, the SR Shallow Runner, oh man, 55, that's a bad dude right there. 3/8 of an ounce. You can cast it like a rock, get it way on out there. And then the medium runner, the MR, this is called Rainbow Gill, and I'm going to show you what I mean, because it's a translucent color. And then there's an abalone or abalone insert in there. You can see that thing pop in the light on the inside. You want to go cranking this thing in clear water. That Rainbow Gill, bad boy right there. That's a bad boy. And if you guys are familiar with like the old Deep Little N, this is very reminiscent of how it runs as a Deep Little N. Runs about 7 to 9 feet deep. Not as quite as a Deep Little N on some of those. Most of those would run about 7 to 9, I guess. But that you can see that weight. That's the only weight, is that belly weight right there on the bottom. That's all you can see. That's all the weight that there is in the bait. There's no weight transfer system in it, but you can see the shape of the bait. Shapes like a bullet. And it's got the Gamakatsu G Finesse treble hooks on there, the MR, the MH, the medium heavy ones. So you don't have to, there is not a better treble hook out there. That's the MR, runs about 7, 8, 9 feet. You can burn the crap out of it. Very, very true crankbaits because of that fixed weight deal in there. And then it's a different manufacturer than they're using with all the Little John stuff. Very, very high end, very high end bait right here. And these ones, and the difference, a big difference, these are made in Japan. As you look on the back of the package, see down here at the bottom, it says made in Japan, not made in China, just made in a different place. That's the reason that they're a little more high end. You're getting a little more exclusive product, but that's the Outsider crankbait from Spro. A lot of new cool stuff in this cool new year. If I miss something that's cool that you want to let everybody else know about, drop it down there in the comments, and maybe I'll check that out. Maybe I'll feature that in another video. But I want to go over here and put all these crankbaits back in my box. That's what I'm gonna do.